Global staffing is an extensive subject when it comes to international recruitment. It includes differences such as culture, law, and contains traditional techniques procedure such as recruitment, selection, and training.
We will acknowledge the challenges and issues related to this topic in this video faced by multinational companies like IG, Accor, Hilton, Marriott, Best Western, etc. But let's understand global staffing according to Scullin and Collin 2006. Global staffing is a critical issue faced by multinational companies related to the staffing of the home, host, and third countries national in manner to fill the required key position available in the headquarters and subsidiary operations.
Multinational companies tend to have different recruitment methods when it comes to global staffing.
UK and EU has huge number of skilled individuals who are educated and experienced. Countries like the United Kingdom and USA tend to use the traditional recruitment method by the help of CVs, interviews, and references by the existing employees. Companies face legal challenges while recruiting in different countries from home country, especially companies from United States who are on multinational level, but contrast to which countries such as UK, France, within the Europe has advantage to such obligations.
Language barriers is another challenges while recruiting globally or companies hiring within the EU. Companies has some of the gears to overcome this challenge. Companies use psychometric testing to measure the match of the candidate and the role. These methods also enable to find the behavior and the suitability of the candidate. In manner to compete in the international market, multinational companies are emerging into China and developing Asian countries such as India, Thailand, and Philippines. The main challenges for the staffing in a new market faced by the international human resource management are the legal and the language barriers.
Hi, welcome back to the company. Congratulations on your success as an expatriate.
Yes, working in China last year was a tough but rewarding experience. I had some obstacles at first. First month, language barriers, new working environment, and totally different culture are all challenges. Besides, I had to do the physical adaptation.
Sorry to hear that, but you helped the company to control the organization well and build a great morale for the employees of host country.
Yes, I gained experience in the local market in China and understand our business strategy thoroughly. This is helpful for us to implement the strategy for next step. I gained some new cultural and language skills. It's fantastic.
That's great. I am interested in overseas experience and recurring new patterns of behavior and attitude. That's great. I would also be the expatriate of our company for the next year. Do you have some advice?
Familiarity with host country and headquarters operations is important for you, and your administrative competence will help you to adapt. You should have the tolerance for ambiguity and the behavioral flexibility. I believe that your excellent interpersonal skills would help you to communicate with your company.
Do I need to learn the culture ahead of time?
Our company will arrange the cultural training such as etiquette, management styles, history, religion, food, geography, logistics, and politics.
As an example of expatriate management for small multinational companies, a positive sign of systematic approach to expatriate management in small multinational companies is that more than 16% of firms indicated that they send employees abroad for management development reasons. In terms of training, the most important activities were language courses, while cross-culture training only played a minor role. When small multinational companies needed cross-culture training for potential expatriates, these employees were sent to external training institutions. Given the small number of expatriates, in-house training is not a viable option for most of the small multinational companies. The cultural integration of foreign acquisition remains a challenge for small multinational companies. Some of the major differences between domestic and international staffing are: first, that many firms have predispositions with regard to who should hold key positions in headquarters and subsidiaries, that is, ethocentric, polycentric, regiocentric and geocentric staffing orientations; and second, the constraints imposed by host governments, example, immigration rules with regard to work.
Recruitment is defined as searching for and obtaining a potential job candidate in sufficient number and quality so that the organization can select the most appropriate people to fill its job needs. Selection is the process of gathering information for purpose of evaluating and deciding who should be employed in particular job. It is important to note that recruitment and selection are discrete processes, and both processes need to operate effectively if the firm is effectively to manage its staffing process. For example, the firm may have an excellent selection system for evaluating candidates, but if there is insufficient candidates to evaluate, then this selection system is less than effective. Both processes must operate effectively for optimal staffing decision to be made.
Expatriate assignments do offer a number of potential benefits as well as the documented cost to multinational companies in staffing their foreign operations. The challenges associated with such assignment have resulted in international assignments gaining a degree of critical attention from scholars in the field. In this regard, we argue that both international organization and academics must take a more strategic and holistic view of staffing arrangements. In the international context, the first key decision to be made by top managers in multinational companies is whether or not a traditional expatriate assignment best meets to organizational requirements on a case-by-case basis. Challenges and constraints faced by international firms who seeks to develop. Firstly, many women are denied opportunities to expand their career horizons through access to international careers. As global competition intensifies, competition for global leaders to manage overseas operations will steadily intensify through multinational companies must develop new ways to identify and attract and retain their new talent of executives. Yet, recent studies suggest that important formal and informal barriers remain to increasing women participation in international management.
A key challenge for practitioners in multinational companies will be to develop effective international HRM policies and practices to ensure the effective implementation of alternative international assignments. Our review suggests that this standardized approach to international assignment would not be effective, and it would be essential to develop HR policies and procedures that reflect differences in the various forms of alternative international assignments. Our review also points to the need for researchers and practitioners to pay more attention to family issues relating to alternative forms of international assignments. On the other hand, it has been seen and argued that an advantage of short-term international assignment is that they do not directly affect the career of the partner or children's education.